Hello everyone, this is Jennifer, the Whistle Stop Stitcher. Happy New Year! Today is Saturday, January 1st, 2022, and I am here to provide you with a tutorial on how to use my new 2022 digital cross-stitch planner. Thank you to everyone who's already downloaded it from my Etsy shop. I truly appreciate it. And for anyone else who may have some questions or they're not sure if they want to switch over to digital planning, I'm hoping that this video will answer some of your questions and help you, feel a little bit more comfortable with how the whole process works and maybe entice you to want to try it. So, a few things before we get started. I am using an iPad. This is an iPad Pro. It's, 2 years old or so, and I have an Apple Pencil. The planning program that I use is GoodNotes right here. And so that's what my tutorial is going to be focused on. However, my cross-stitch planner will work in other programs like Notability or Note Shelf, or probably even Evernote. If you're on an Android tablet, you should be able to use it in something like Zoto or Flexel. But I'm going to be focusing on GoodNotes because that's kind of what I designed it for, and that's what I use. There are quite a few other really helpful tutorials out there on YouTube about how to do digital planning, how to use GoodNotes, how to import stickers, all that kind of stuff. I will try to link some of those down below, some of the most helpful, because there's a lot of general information out there that will help you if you are interested in digital planning. And you should be able to purchase like sticker packs and things like that from other people's Etsy shops and load them in and use them in this digital planner. So some of those other videos may be helpful. So I will make sure to link those down in the description box, along with a link to my Etsy shop and the digital planner if after watching this you are interested in purchasing it. So first things first, if you purchase the planner from Etsy, they are going to send you an email that tells you that your files are ready for download. If you click on that link to download it, it's just going to open your Etsy app, and then there's going to be no way to download the file. So you're going to need to use your browser in order to download these files. And so if you're using an iPad, whether you use Safari or Chrome or whatever it is, you're going to need to go to Etsy. Now, if you are opening Etsy and it's showing like a mobile view and you're not able to get up here to where it shows your account, you may need to click up here and change it. So mine right now says request mobile site because I'm on the desktop version of the site. But if you're on the mobile version, that should say request desktop site, and you're going to want to click on that to make sure that the version that you are looking at is going to allow you to get into your account to download those files. So right here, this is your account where you see the little circle with your face or whatever picture you've got. When you click on that, it's going to say purchases and reviews, and that's where you want to go. Once you click on purchases and reviews, it's going to open up all your Etsy purchases. These are my Etsy purchases, so you can see what I bought recently. But for like a downloadable file, it's going to look like this, and it's going to say download files. These are some patterns that I purchased recently. You're going to want to click right there where it says download files, and then it is going to download those to your iPad. On my iPad, when I click download files, it opens them in my on my iPad. Either here it downloads it into this file, or sometimes it'll download it into the Chrome folder if I'm using Chrome to download it. So you'll just have to figure out based on what settings you have and what you are using to figure out where it's going to download your files. But so in mine, it's downloaded them here to on my iPad, and you're going to get two files. There's going to be two zip files that you will get when you download from your purchase. One is this file right here. It says Cross Stitch Love. These are the sticker files in a zip file. And then the other one right here is WSD Cross Stitch Planner 2022, and that's also a zip file. And so once you've downloaded them into your iPad like this, if you just tap on that zip file, it's going to unzip it and put it into a folder just like this. I've already done this a few times, so you can see I've got more than one of them here. But it's going to just automatically pop them right out into one of these folders. And when you click on the folder, inside there's going to be two files. This is the planner zip file. One of these is a regular PDF version of the planner. This one is a GoodNotes file. It doesn't recognize the file type, so it looks like it's a zip file, but this is, you can see where it says notes at the end, this is a GoodNotes, a specific file type. So if you use GoodNotes, I would recommend importing this file as opposed to the PDF, although they will both work, because if you import the GoodNotes version, it already has the stickers that I've included preloaded into the planner. If you import the regular PDF, it will not have those stickers in there, and you would have to load them separately. Okay, so now that you've got your files ready to go, what is the best way to get those into your note-taking app of choice? Well, what I would recommend is to go to your app. So I use GoodNotes, and you're going to be here. This is like your main page with all your different documents. You're going to click New, and then it's going to bring up this list. You want to click Import, and then you want to go find those files we were just talking about. So now here I'm on my iPad. I've got those folders where my unzipped files went to, so I'm going to click on that. And then here's my two files, my PDF file and my GoodNotes file. I want to use the GoodNotes file because I'm in GoodNotes. So I'm going to pop on that one. It's importing the document, and there you go. The planner is now in GoodNotes and ready to go. Very, very easy to do. You can also choose to import that regular PDF file. And if you are in another type of program like Notability or one of those, you're going to want to go through your import process for that. And you would choose that regular PDF file and it will open it for you. All right, now here we are in GoodNotes, and we have got our planner file loaded and ready to go. So this planner is fully hyperlinked. All of these tabs across the top and across the side are hyperlinked tabs. When you click on them, it will take you directly to those pages. In order for those to work, you got to make sure that this button right here, this little circle with the little pin, that it looks like this and that you've got the white bar across the top. If it looks like this, then you are able to click on those tabs and it will bring you directly to those pages. If you have it clicked like this, now you're kind of like in edit mode, and this is when you can actually write on and add pictures or do whatever it is that you want to do to your planner. But if you want to use those hyperlinks, you just tap that, and then you tap one of those tabs and it'll bring you directly to that page. So, like I mentioned, every one of those tabs brings you to a different section of the planner. The first section here is New Starts. This is where you can record, obviously, all of your new starts in 2022. Start date, the name of your project, designer, fabric, floss, and any notes that you might want to include. The next section is WIPs, and so I could have just tapped on that WIP section, or I can slide from one slide to the next, and it'll bring me to the WIP section. And again, you can record whatever works in progress that you have going on in 2022. There's a second page here in the WIP section that's called a WIP record, and this is so that you can record details about individual projects that you are working on. And so this is a list of your WIPs. This is intended to be a page about one WIP in particular. You would record the name, designer, whatever other details, and then you've even got a stitching tracker here where you can mark off every day in 2022 that you worked on that project. And you can see, you can zoom in so that if you want to, check something off, here I can choose my pen and I can say I worked on this on January 1st, and I can mark it off like that. So there's one of these sheets here, but you can add as many of these as you want. Now, one easy way to do it is before you even start marking on the page, you can choose to duplicate it. And so you can do Add Page, and you can choose Current Template, and then if you choose After, like this, it'll add it after. So there you go. So now we've got two of those WIP records. And so if you want to do that before you go marking on your page, you can go ahead and you can just add it like that. I will also show you another way to add it once we get further along. Now, also, don't worry if you add in extra pages about messing up your hyperlinks. They will all still work. They will update as you add pages so that they will continue to take you to the right section. So you can still click on these, and even though you added in pages, it's still going to take you to that finishes page, even if you've added 10 extra pages in the whip section. So don't worry about that. Okay, so let's go back to whips, and we'll see here that this is our, whip page. So let's say we want to add in a whip that we're working on right now. And so let's say that this was something that we started last year, and we could, go like this and say, okay, we started it on, let's say 12/20 of 21. Name, let's say you started my Chester's Place pattern, whistle stop stitcher designs, your fabric, whatever, 32 count linen. You can add whatever you want. Floss, you could say called for. You could write a conversion. You could list them out however you like. Notes, you can add in anything else that you want. And so there you go. You've got your whip listed in there. Another way that you can do this is you can do text boxes. So you can do a text box, and if you would rather type it in, then you could say, well, I started this on 12/20/21, and then you could add another text box over here and say that you started Chester's Place. There it is. And you can move those around, however you like, and you can do it like that. And then you can also, if you do this, you can search it really easily. But you have two ways of doing that. You can either write it in, and even if you don't have a pencil, if you have a stylus, you can still use it to write in, or you can use the text boxes and you can type those in like that. Okay, so that's how you can add those in, and that would work for any of these pages, like your new starts, your whips, your whip record, same thing. You would use that, and you can write it in there. You can use a text box in each one of these sections, or you can go ahead and use your pen function and just write it in. Here, let's say you have a whip, you want to add a photo of it. You can click on the photo, and you can go right into your camera roll, and you can choose a picture of your whip. Let's see, I've got a picture actually of one of mine where I was working on something. I can do this, and I can move that, and I can add just a little picture of my whip, and I can have it in there just like that. Okay, so, and remember, if we then wanted to go to another section, we just tap the button, and then we can go to one of our other sections here. So same thing, we've got finishes. And then our next section, we could either click on trackers or we can just scroll through, this is a link to a whole bunch of different trackers that you might be interested in using. And again, all of these boxes are fully hyperlinked. And so even though you can scroll through all of the trackers, if you prefer, you can just click on that trackers button, and then you can go here and go, which one of these am I looking for? Oh, I want to record my challenges, and it'll take you directly to that page. And then again, you've got a blank page here that you can use to fill in. And if you want to add another one, all you got to do is, sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Click add page, current template, after or before, wherever you want to put it, and it will just add it right in there. Okay, so trackers, again, we've got all of these different ones. We've got, and I'm going to go ahead and just scroll through these quickly so you can see what they look like in case you're interested. The first one is to track your floss stash. And so you can add as many pages as you like if you want to keep track of all of your flosses. Manufacturer, the color, the type, is it silk, is it cotton, is it pearl cotton, the number of skeins, is it in use currently or not? And if it is, which project do you have it in? So you can keep track. Same thing with your fabric stash. You can keep track of all of those. Your pattern stash, your notion stash. Maybe you want to keep track of your scissors or your needles or finishing supplies or whatever it is. You can put all of those right here. Kitted projects. If you want to keep track of those, you can list them here. This is a stitching tracker. So as you noticed on the whip record that was included earlier, you can mark the days that you stitched on a particular whip. But this is just an overall yearly tracker for stitching in general. So if you just want to know which days did I stitch in 2022 and not necessarily be focused on a particular project, this is a way for you to keep track of that. And so you can just do a check mark on any day that you stitched during 2022. Next one is stitch alongs. So if you're participating in a stitch along and you want to record those details, you can put those here. Shopping list. We all have many things that we want to purchase all the time. And so we might want to keep a list of those things. So maybe you're going through and you're like, oh, I need a particular fabric or floss to kit up a project. And so you can write that down and keep track of it so that when you go shopping, you know what you need. Stitching challenges. So maybe you're participating in something like, a 24 hours of cross stitch or whip go or something like that. Maybe you want to write that down, or you're counting stitches or something like that. This would be a place where you could keep track of that. And I duplicated that a few minutes ago, so that's why we see 2 of those here. Here's swaps. So this is where you can keep track of any swaps that you participate in, whether you sent it or received it or whatever it is. So you can put the name of your, the swap here, your partner, their likes and dislikes, due date, when you mailed it, what your details of your project are, and then you can record what you received and from whom and when you received it. Here's a time tracker. So if you want to track how long you've spent stitching on a particular project, you can use this. And so you can create a new one of these time trackers for any particular whip that you have. You would write the project name up here, and then you can mark the date and then the actual amount of time that you spent stitching. So if it's not enough to just mark off on the date on that big old calendar, you can use this to mark down how long you actually spent stitching. Then we've got a couple of FlossTube trackers. This one is if you want to take notes on a FlossTube that you're watching. So maybe you want to write down some projects that they shared because you want to purchase those charts, or they mentioned a couple of websites or something. So here you can write down the channel, which episode it was, and then mark down whatever those notes are that you wanted to keep track of. If you are a FlossTuber yourself, these are planning pages that you can use. And so the episode, the date you intend to film, when you end up uploading it, and then any notes or other things that you want to keep track of for yourself. And then this is a place where you can just keep a quick list of channels that you want to watch. So maybe you're on Instagram or you're watching FlossTube and someone mentions a channel that you want to check out. This is a nice way to just make a quick list of those channels that you are interested in watching. Next, we have a section on Floss Conversions. The first page is just a list of a bunch of floss conversion charts. All of these links are used with permission from the various site owners. I did reach out to each and every one of them to make sure they were okay with me linking it in my planner. And so there are quite a few different sites listed here. And so if you click on these, they are hyperlinked and they will take you to the website. So here it says it's an external link. Do you want to proceed? If you click yes, it will take you over to that website and to the floss conversion chart. Next, you can keep track of your own floss conversion. So let's say as you're working on your projects, you want to keep track, you can write, so let's say you converted, Classic Colorworks, English Ivy to DMC something or the other. You can write that down and then write down what you converted to, or maybe you converted a silk to a cotton, and so you want to keep that, and you can write here that the type that you're converting from is a silk, and then you could write down that you converted it over to a cotton. The next one is a list of your favorite shops. So again, where do you like to shop from? And you want to keep a list of those, whether they're online shops or they're brick and mortar. You can jot down right here on this list all of your favorite places to shop from. And then if you want to keep track of your purchases, I don't know about that. That might be a little scary for me. But if you want to keep track of your purchases, there is a list here where you can do that. Date, where you purchased it from, how much it cost, what the items are that you purchased, and if you have an intended project in mind, you can write that down so you don't forget. So when that box arrives and you're like, wait a minute, what are all these flosses for? You can look back at this and you can figure out what it was that you were intending to use those items for. All right, so now we're out of the tracker section up here, and now we're on to quick links. And so this is kind of similar to the first page of the tracker section, but this is just another section that quickly will allow you to link to a bunch of other pages that I also included that didn't really fit into any of these other categories. So here we've got project planning, whip rotation, marathon planning, Stitchy Kindness, stitching friends, stickers, dyeing recipes, retreats, destash, and finishing ideas. There's also this section here which says extra pages. At the end of the planner is a blank version of every single one of these pages that are included everywhere else. Now, I already showed you how you can just duplicate them directly from the pages within the planner, but let's say you've marked them all up, or you've forgotten and you accidentally deleted something or whatever it is, you can come over here and you can click on one of these and it will take you directly to that section. So you're like, oh, I need an extra finishes page. It'll take you directly to that page. And when you click new, you can add a page from this current template, and you can do before or after. Let's say you do after, and now this page is here. You can move this page to a different section of your, let me see here, I think, yeah, here you go. So you can select it and then you can move it to another section. You can either copy, rotate, export, whatever, but you can move your pages around. So there you go. I'm going to delete this page since this was an extra that we don't need anymore. All right, so back to quick links. So you've got all those extra pages here, and then some additional ones that I didn't, they didn't really fit into some of the other sections. So project planning, you can keep some details of a project that you are planning to start. Whip rotation, so maybe every week you have a particular type of rotation that you use. This is a scheduled where you can identify that, and then you can write down which whips you're going to work on which day. Marathon planning, maybe you're doing Stitch Mania, or you're doing one of the 24 hours of cross stitch and you want to start 24 different projects. This is a way for you to just plan out that marathon, and you can list all your starts or the dates, details, whatever it is. Stitchy Kindness, if you want to keep track of the things that you either receive from other folks or things that you have sent to people, this is a place for you to be able to do that. You can do from or to, the date received or sent, and then the details of that. This is essentially a directory of your stitching friends. So if you want to keep track of people's details so that you can contact them, you've got name, address, their Instagram or YouTube, phone number, email, their birthday, if you want to keep track of that, and then some notes. And then this is the stickers section. And so if you use the GoodNotes file to import, it's going to come with these stickers that are from my Cross Stitch Love sticker pack. So I sell actual physical stickers, but I've also created these digital versions that can be used for digital planning. And so when you are here on this section, you got to get into that edit mode, and then you're going to want to choose the lasso right there. And make sure it's just set to images because that will make it easier for you. And then you can just do this. And that's going to select that sticker for you. And then you can hold on it, copy, and then let's scroll to another page. And let's say you want to put it here. You can just click paste, and there's your sticker. You can make it bigger, make it smaller, you can move it all around, however you like, and your sticker is there for you on your page. So, again, let's go back to that stickers page. Here it is. All of those are here, and all of those will work in the same way. And that also will work for any other sticker packs that you might buy from another Etsy shop. And an easy way in that, you can go like this. You see I've got good notes here. I can do this, drag it, open it up. And so if I've got a sticker pack that I've purchased from someone else like this, I can do the same thing here. Use the lasso, do a little copy, and then I can go over here and paste it. And so you can do that from whatever sticker packs you might have into your planner. So those are the stickers that are included here, but there's also blank sticker pages, so you can add those in, and if you get stickers from somewhere else, you can add those stickers onto those blank sticker pages, so that way you will have them easily accessible in your planner. All right, next page, dyeing recipes. This was one that I was kind of just looking for something else to round out my my list, and I was like, well, you know, some of us like to experiment with dyeing, whether it's floss or fabric, and so this is just some little trackers that you can use to keep track of your recipes. Whatever color you want to call it, what material, are you dyeing floss, are you dyeing linen, how much water did you use heat, how long, what are your colors that you've added, like if you're using RIT dye, you know, maybe use tan and use a teaspoon or whatever, and then whatever notes. So just something that, you know, maybe most of us won't use this tracker, but I thought it would be nice to include that for those of us who do like to use, to do some dyeing of our own. This is a tracker to keep track of retreats. So if you're going to be going on any retreats, you can list the name, date, location, address, if there's any, you know, your lodging arrangements, your travel arrangements, anything else like that. Keep those all in one place. This is a destash list. If you're going to be doing any destashing, you can list those items, how much you sold them for, and then who you sold them to and what their contact information is. Be nice and easy to keep track of all of that. Excuse me. Next, finishing ideas. So this is, again, just somewhere where you can jot down a couple of quick notes on finishing ideas that you might have for a project. So you can list the project and then just notes on whatever it is. And then now we're into the dated calendar sections, and these are the ones that are hyperlinked over here on the right-hand side. And so there are 2 pages that are included for every month. One is just your regular calendar page, obviously, and it's a real easy way to just quickly, you know, you want to write down, oh, you know, maybe you've got a new start on this day, you know, started Blackbird Designs, you know, away we ride. You could just write that on there real quick and easy, and it's a nice way to keep track. You've also got these weekly pages, which I envisioned as, you know, you can copy these and use one for each week. So let's say this is the week of January 1st through 7th. Do you have any particular goals for this week? Maybe you want to finish a project. Maybe you want to film a floss tube, whatever it is. Some notes, and then there's daily boxes over here where you can write down each individual day, whatever it is that you want to keep track of. There's one of these for every month. So like here's February, and then the February pages, and again you can copy and duplicate these pages as many times as you need. And so there is one for every month. It is a large file, so it sometimes may take a moment for a page to load. So we all the way through December, and then after December is when you're going to get into all those extra pages that are included. Now, the first 5 or so are blank, kind of like notebook style pages that aren't, you know, really included elsewhere. But let's say you just want to stick one in between, and more you just want to, you have an idea for a project, or you want to doodle something. You've got a blank page, you've got a small gridded page, a larger gridded page, a dot grid, and then a lined page. And so those you can duplicate and insert wherever you like in your planner. And then after that is when you're getting into all of those templates that I mentioned earlier that are blank copies of every single one of the templates that are included in the planner. So that was a very quick and dirty rundown of how the planner works. It really is very easy, and I hope it will be helpful to people to help you keep track of your new starts or whips or whatever it is that you're working on this year. It was really fun to put it together, and so I hope everyone enjoys it. If you have any questions as you're trying to use it, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Instagram. My Instagram name is @JenniferLGB, or you can send me an email, whistlestopstitcher@gmail.com. Or you can, send me a DM on Instagram or leave me a comment here on YouTube, whatever it is, and I will try to help you as much as I can. I am not an expert in every single type of note-taking program that there is out there, so I can't guarantee that I'll be able to figure it out if you're using something other than GoodNotes. So I just want to put that out there. But generally speaking, this planner should work similarly to any other digital planners that you may purchase on Etsy or elsewhere. So I hope that was helpful. If there are any other particular questions that people have, or they want to, know how to do something, let me know, and I'd be happy to try to answer those questions or make some follow-up videos. But yeah, that's about it. So I hope you enjoy. I will put links to the planner down below. And I hope everyone has a very happy new year and happy stitching and happy planning. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.